camera.
I can tell it's there.
No, that's,
I'm getting back for the continuation of recycling. I've talked to both Bird City and St. Francis. Now we just need to decide where we're going, whether it's gonna be a full-time person, a part-time person, who's employee, all the good stuff.
Now, for what would say like a person that would work in both places, is that what you're saying? I think
That's how I
a good
feel
idea.
it should be, but then we're gonna have to have either somebody hauling this stuff to North Platte, or I'm afraid Coombs is gonna get expensive pretty quick at $6.50 a pop.
So you're thinking we might want to buy a trailer or something and have it and haul it ourselves? Would that person have to have a CDL or no? For buying-
Drive the
Depends on the
trailer,
truck and the trailer. I mean, you'd go smaller, like a dually.
Hey, what's the gross weight on something like that without a CDL? Is that 20,000?
26.
26,000, okay.
2001.
Okay. So, yeah, we,
Maybe what we ought to do
that's the
is,
weight of everything.
yeah,
That ain't much weight.
no, it is not. It was 1,800 to 2,000 per bale.
Cardboard bales are $9.60 or
950 on that.
Wow.
so if we
What was I
got,
thinking?
Well, the papers we found said like 1,100, but we've loaded 2 trucks out now, and they average about 960 a bale roughly.
so you think if we got a bid on a truck and a trailer, a dually, and he wouldn't have to have a CDL?
Maybe not.
How many
That'd be a
bales could you
lot
haul,
of
though?
trips, wouldn't
What's
it?
that?
How many bales could you haul? With
That I
one of
don't know.
those? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know that.
But first, I think you're wanting a decision on an employee.
Well, I guess we need to go forward with what we're gonna, figure out what we're gonna do. Right now, this lady is getting the cardboard hauled, but she wants everything that we still have here hauled to her. So I'm either gonna have to pull the trigger and ask you guys if it's okay to spend the $6.50 to have Coombs haul it. And then we go forward from there, deciding what we're doing. Cause if you guys choose to take all this stuff again, which is what she wants done, we won't have a place to stockpile cardboard. Not a full load. That's 44 bales of cardboard.
Well, I think we should pay to get rid of it for now, because the longer we leave it out there,
Well, I think Bird City still has 28 bales that are sun faded, so they're all gonna have to go to North Platte.
Right. Because Oklahoma wouldn't take it.
So, yeah, I guess in the end, we need to figure out whose employee it is, you know? And I don't know if a committee's the best way to do that, get a committee together till we get things lined out. You know, as far as
Right.
one of you guys, one Bird City, one St. Francis Council, and then try to get stuff lined out to where we can get it all together. Of course, Steve and I would probably set in on it, and
Right.
if you wanna get a meeting like that set up, I'll sit in on there, if you guys don't mind.
I don't mind. You know more about it than we do.
okay. So, yeah, I don't know what you guys' thoughts are. Are you interested in getting an employee for it, or?
Well,
I mean, cause the truth is, it's saving the county's landfill. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
being how it's a county thing, but I think both cities ought to provide some monies to it too.
mhm.
I mean.
Well, both cities collect money for recycling from the customer. Or, yeah, from our customers.
But the county's paying the city of St. Francis for
Right.
their employee now. I mean, it's a sum.
Right, they did, yeah, you did up to this year, and then, I don't know if you have this year, I don't know when you guys do that.
Haven't
but-
received anything.
Yeah. Is that how it works? They bill you? Okay.
Doesn't mail come out of North Platte all the time? Too bad we couldn't figure out, put it on the mail truck going back to North Platte every day, put a bail on.
Some of those drivers I've seen.
Send it on UPS.
You're looking at a lot of money to buy something to haul.
Yeah,
How many loads is it gonna take? At, what is it, 650 a load?
Yeah, I don't. That's a good question. I guess we could start that way and try it, but I mean, like the first round of cardboard, you'll be getting a check for $1,150. So that ain't gonna last long if you eat it up in trucking here. Rollins County's trucking theirs out for around 200, between 2 and 250. The third county's hauling it. They bought a trailer and their county hauls it.
It's not so much a money-making deal as the landfill.
saving the landfill, buying time.
I guess right now I'm just the speaker. I go to this one and get what information they'll give me. I'm just making my way around, so.
Thank you, that can be difficult.
But that's why I think if we do a committee type thing, then, like Willie would know, he can bring it to you guys. St. Francis do theirs.
Well, I can understand us wanting to hire somebody, but I don't know where we're gonna find somebody. Cause it's really not, is it a full-time job?
I don't think it is.
And then, so who are you gonna get to do a part-time job with a CDL?
You know,
It's gonna be a tough position to fill.
Or maybe we pay to have it hauled. And just have them,
So you say it's $650 for a load? How
That's
far
what-
is it?
That's what they claim here.
How far is it to North Platte? Is it North Platte?
Yeah, it's not.
2.5 hours.
Hell,
2.5 hours?
All of that, yeah.
180 miles?
About.
200 miles?
109.
109 miles. What's that? 650 divided into 109. $6.50 a loaded mile.
109, is that nautical? Is this
That doesn't seem right.
73
It's
to?
83 from.
What?
from
Well, I
the
don't
cook-
have my glasses on.
I just
I'm
told
like
some,
going, wait a minute, I know it takes us a long time just to get there from Trenton.
153 miles, sorry.
70 to the
It's
cook.
2.5 hours.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
well, like I say, so we wouldn't have to have a CDL or a trailer. I think we'd be better off paying someone to do it. A trucking service.
It's just too bad we couldn't find somebody deadheading back that way.
The problem you're gonna run into is all the containers that all this stuff's in, we gotta get them back somehow. And I'm sure Coombs is gonna go there, and then they're gonna go to their next dispatch spot. Unless you wanna pay them $650 to bring it back.
You're talking more than cardboard then? You're talking?
Yeah,
Okay, that'd be better yet.
yeah, she wants to start taking,
said break
let's
down
take
to a
all this
loaded
stuff and
mile.
take it up there.
Maybe we would be better off with
That's why I wonder, smaller vehicle or whatever, and you have a full-time employee, cause you're probably looking at a couple trips a month at least.
yeah, maybe one like Rollins County has.
Cause when you say it's not full-time, right now it wouldn't be with just cardboard, but you start taking all that stuff and you start separating all that stuff, and that gets to be a
Guess that's not that horrible.
full-time job. You can't fly it up there.
She would continue
We could
to
try, but
come
I'd
through and
hit
pick
their
up
cargo
cardboard
plane.
bales, is that correct?
What's that?
She would continue to come down and haul the cardboard to Oklahoma?
Yeah, but I don't think we'd have a place to store that.
We wouldn't be able to store it.
Thank you.
Saying, so it's gonna sun fade before she has a truck to come through.
Right. Unless we put a separate building up outside to store just cardboard.
Get this-
Why don't we go ahead and set up a meeting and
Okay.
we could all talk about it and then we'll come back and talk
Okay.
with the rest of us.
I can do that.
Is that okay with you guys?
Yeah, this is gonna take some thinking.
It's gonna take a lot of thinking. Trying to find a truck that's reliable.
You know,
But then you're also gonna have a full-time employee entitled to benefits.
yeah, and I don't think they're not gonna be busy every day, right?
Well, I can't say, cause if you start taking all that
I'd say they'd be
stuff.
busy every day. Time
Okay.
they take care of the recycling plant, both sides, and
Mhm.
make all the
Thank you.
trips. That's basically a full day trip up and back. If
Oh,
you're
yeah.
gonna get
Oh,
there, you don't
heavens,
know
yeah.
if you're gonna get unloaded right away.
Yeah.
You're gonna sit there.
Well, and then if you have your own truck going up, they'll keep these containers off to the side, they'll reload all the empties to bring back. Cause otherwise, we're gonna have a stockpile of empties that you wouldn't
Those are
believe.
all gonna have to be strapped down.
Yeah,
I don't
Because-
want the job.
unless you do like Atwood did a van trailer. They did a van trailer so they can put everything in the van trailer and then
But then you'd have to build something at both places.
Right.
To be able to load it.
that's, yeah.
You'd have to have ramps.
Yeah, we'd have to build
Load
docks somewhere.
dock.
Hopefully.
It's, oh my God, may be cheaper than spending time strapping it.
Might be. And I know they've had some, now this is according to what Mark Loop said Monday night, they've had somebody else hauling it up there, like a farmer that, but he's in harvest right now, so the county, their road and bridge is gonna have to haul this load up for him, so. So yeah, I guess that's all something to think about, and then I'll get with Willie and we'll get a time set up, and obviously employees, something to think about, whether it's us employing or you employing, and everybody's paying in. I mean, yeah, everybody needs to pay something, that's,
Yeah.
so. I guess it's homework for you guys,
Thank you.
and myself, but
So you'll go ahead and do that then?
Almost be,
set up a meeting.
Set up a meeting?
Yeah, I'll get something lined out.
it would almost be better to lease a truck in that because you're gonna be putting so many miles on a truck per year.
Yeah. So that's something we can think about too, I mean,
So, anyway, yeah. Okay.
then we'll
Thank
go
you.
forward from there.
Thank you.
All I got, if there's no other questions.
I don't, thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you for
Yep.
everything.
Steve, you're up. Sorry, guys, we're running a little behind.
Do you want them to go ahead?
That's up to you.
So I had a couple other things that came up on the agenda, so
Whatever you wanna do, if you,
good, yeah, go ahead.
okay, thank you.
Yeah, like I said.
Okay.
Well, good morning.
Morning.
This is Brianna Check. She's our district court administrator.
Brianna, nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you.
Kevin, it's been a long time.
It's been a long time. How you been? Good. Well, thanks for taking time to visit with us. We want to talk a little bit about the audio video upgrades that we're doing in the courtroom upstairs and the acoustic treatments that we want to put on the walls. I think if you're not aware, Kansas Historical Society signed off on the installation of the acoustic panels. They thought it would be okay, wouldn't interfere with the historical nature of the building and the method of installation. So they were okay, which is the use of called French cleats or zip clips. They're actually just a piece of metal. So it's shaped as a Z, screws on the wall, and they hang the panels on them. So So we got the letter from the Historical Society approving that last week, I think. And so if you haven't got a copy of it, I think
No,
we
I
sent
didn't.
to Mr. Houtman, so.
I have a copy here if you guys would like to see it. Yeah, and it's addressed to Scott, so I don't know.
Okay.
I don't remember seeing it or getting it. So.
You said those are Z-clips, Kevin?
They're called French cleats or
French.
Z-clips, yeah.
French.
Those emails that are attached are the back and forth with the
Correspondence.
Historical Society and the acoustic panel on the installation.
Now, these are basically for better hearing, is that?
It's for sound absorption. So, in the room upstairs, because of the size of it, there's a lot of, reverberation and echo. And so as people are talking, that compounds, and then it starts causing distortion and the ability to hear. It makes it, basically things sound muffled and gurgled. So the farther away you're sitting, well, depending on where you're sitting in the room and how good your hearing is, it makes it more complicated for people to actually hear what's being said. So these absorb different sound wave frequencies
Did you want to see it?
to help cut down on the amount of sound hitting the walls and coming back.
Okay.
You might remember the demonstration that we put on about the difference after these panels have been installed for other, I think there was a church that we pulled up the video of that and what the difference was in the sound before and after. And that was part of our demonstration up in the courtroom when Joe was involved.
I don't think I was there, was
You
I?
weren't? I don't know. That was.
I don't remember it.
That will, it says will or will not affect the historical, that's not going to affect us in the future if we put those up on the wall, correct? As far as getting historical funds or anything. I was just reading that, and it's like the second paragraph, and I was just, you know that stuff a lot better than I do. I just
Well-
want to make sure if we do something, we're not, hurting ourselves in the future. As far as the historical,
Yeah, it won't affect being on the historical register or that affects the historicalness of the building.
okay.
So,
My understanding of this office is that they review all the projects
Right.
to make sure that it complies with the criteria that they've set up to keep it on
Yeah,
that
they're used to dealing
historical
with all this,
register.
so yeah.
so what we were needing the commissioners to do is go ahead and give us the okay to move forward with that, so we can get them ordered, get them put up. So that's the one ask we're here for. Second thing we're here to advise you of is the continuing to finishing up what upgrades are up there. There'll be the installation of some cameras in the room, and in visiting with the vendor last week, I think we've come up with the cameras locations, and putting them, two of them will be on the very back on the bookcases on the very top, so shouldn't affect the walls at all, other than there will be some wiring that's running in molding up one corner and back towards where the sound system and video system controls are. Similar to what's been done in the past, and indications that doesn't affect the historicalness of the building because that can be removed if it needs to be and fixed. It's nothing, I want to say permanent. It can be removed if needed. Same thing with the acoustic panels. If the acoustic panels ever need to come down, they can be taken down and then you just patch the hole, paint over it like you would any other hole. So that's where we're at on that. So that'd be finished up, but we're delaying the finishing of that project portion until we can get the panels done. And so the panels need to be ordered so we can get them on order. I'm also gonna tell you that the county's gonna, so the way our grant money works is it's reimbursement. So you have to actually pay for the stuff and then we get the amount that was agreed to reimbursed. That has to be done by the end of the year. So we cannot wait until, because the installation won't be until January or so, because just of the timing of the panels. So if we don't do this now and get them ordered, there will not be grant money. It'll be all on the county, so we need to take care of it right away. And if we don't, then, yeah, I don't have the numbers with me, but it's quite a bit of money.
Yeah. 25,000 or something like that,
I
yeah.
think so.
Yeah,
Ballpark figure, yeah.
I
So-
don't have it in by the end of the year.
actually, I'm not even sure if it's by the end of the year. It seems, it's like by December, we have to have that money spent, because it was the money we're getting from, we got is ARPA money, so that's COVID money, and so they're wanting all that spent off by whatever time it is. I'll have to check the dates, but essentially, we need a decision.
There was a question asked earlier
Sure.
on what color the panels were. Are they a white? I couldn't
They're
remember.
like wheat color, we
So that they'll match?
chose them,
Okay.
yeah, against the paint color. So,
I guess, I mean, the thing was, you'd approved them before. I think the holdup was, is the concern with what, the connection with the Historical Society. So that's been cleared up, so.
The concern that I had was because with the Durabond that they put up on the ceiling, we had some issues with that when they went to paint it. That was my big concern because the lath started bubbling up and they had to come back and fill it. And we had to authorize a little bit more expenditure to take care of that. And that's the only concern that I have is I just don't want to run into anything down the road and find out, uh-oh, we're in trouble. Does that make sense? Because we had some trouble with the paint. And I had kind of said that to you on the phone.
Right, the paint has nothing to do with the acoustic panel.
Well, it doesn't, but it does as far as if something happens, it's on us. And I just want to.
It's like any improvement though, Brett. I mean,
Well-
anything the county does, if something happens, it's back
us.
on you.
I know. So
mean,
I
we're not-
guess what I'm saying is that's why we're thinking on it pretty hard. It's nothing other than the fact that it comes on us. So
Okay, but, so, let me just tell you where we're at.
Okay.
It's a courtroom. We need to use it for court. We need to
Right.
be able to hear. We
Of
also need to be
course.
able to record everything that we do because we're mandated to keep a record of our proceedings. And if the acoustics are bad and we can't get good recordings and people can't hear, then we lose the effectiveness of using the building.
well,
And if
I
we lose the
understand that,
effectiveness
but
of
we've got a
using the-
speaker right here though too, sir.
I'm sorry, what?
We have a speaker right here. We've got speakers up there. What I'm saying.
I'm talking about if I have people sitting in the room and the jury can't hear what's going on,
They can't make an informed
they
decision.
can't make a decision.
Right.
Okay?
And I'm with you
And
there.
we're trying to improve everybody's, it's called intelligibility, so sound intelligibility, so people can understand what's being said.
Mm-hmm.
So, we still have to function in the building, and it has to function to our purpose. So, whatever we can do to achieve that balance, we need to do
You're
it.
trying to make it better, and I understand
Yeah,
that.
we're-
And I think I hit a nerve with you. I just worry about if they start putting them up and we run into some sort of problem like we did with the Durabond, is what I'm saying.
You're concerned that the walls will be
Well,
damaged
or
or?
something. Nobody would have expected what happened to happen. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm not saying that the acoustics panels are not good, because they might be, and I know that your intentions are good. I'm just saying that it makes me nervous after the Durabond, is all I'm saying. So if you guys don't think there's gonna be any problems, then that's a lot, you know.
I look to the Historical Society, they know what kind of walls we
Right.
have.
And
You know,
there won't be
they
a
are-
chemical reaction like there was with the Durabond, so.
Yeah, there's no chemicals
So-
involved, it's mechanic.
I just.
So you have something hanging on the wall right behind you.
Right,
I mean, it's the same thing. You just
Right.
hang it. And these panels aren't super heavy. I mean, they're light.
I know.
So-
We
It's just-
have a whole
we-
bank of photos behind the bench that have been there
Right.
for years, and there are no,
we had a globe
Cracks.
just broke and all this other stuff that we hear about as commissioners, and that's nothing, but what I'm saying is if we have any hesitancy, that's all I'm telling you guys, if we have hesitancies, I want you to understand why.
Oh, I understand
Okay,
that you're
okay,
concerned that.
that's all I'm
you know,
saying. I'm not saying these are good or bad, so,
and
but,
yeah, so I understand that you're concerned. It's just like anytime you have something done though, anywhere.
There's
You
a
don't
risk.
know. I mean,
Right.
if the contractor does something and they mess it up, then yeah, there's a fallout for that. And
Right.
I get that.
right,
The company that we're using has done this in courtrooms all over the state. They just finished a big project in Ford County.
and they're gonna know a little,
So,
yeah.
I mean, it's not like we're using some company that nobody knows of, or, they have been around a long time in this, and so, as far as we're concerned, we're comfortable with using them, or else we wouldn't have
Okay,
asked them to be here, but.
well, that was my concern. That's
Sure.
what I
No, I
wanted,
get
I
it.
wanted to clarify that. I'm not attacking you guys, I'm just telling you, so.
and I will say that, like I mentioned before, this company is as old as this building, and they are sound engineers. I feel fortunate that we've been able to get sound engineers to actually, design the layout of these panels, where they should be, how many for the room size and the height and all of that. And they're the ones that, are the ones that designed it.
Designed it all.
It wasn't us, it was them.
And you're saying we had already agreed to this earlier at the first time we talked about them?
That
Yeah,
was with them
and-
being glued onto the wall.
What's that?
That was with them being glued onto the wall.
And then I think there was a concern with the glue because of the adhesive and the chemical, because of the Durabond.
And that's why you asked for us to go to the Historical Society, and we did.
Seems to me if we'd already agreed on that to have them, and they're going to still be put up with a different method, I think that's the only thing that we're talking different. And if the Historical Society is okay with them, then personally, I think I would be okay with them.
Roger, what are your thoughts? You kind of on the fence still?
I think it's okay, but at the same time, that room will not look the same with those panels up.
I'll agree with you there. It will change the
It'll
looks.
change the
Yeah.
looks of a beautiful room. And we've been having court in there for 100 years.
But Roger,
Maybe our
that,
hearing's getting worse, I don't know.
well, I'll say that for me, I know that's the
Maybe that's
case.
why people back in the old days talked so loud.
Well, I do know sitting in that courtroom for jury trials, and we have a jury trial set in April, but we had to actually get a microphone for people clear in the back to be able to speak for voir dire, jury selection and stuff like that. And it was an issue with people not being able to hear what was going on up close to.
I've thought about this a lot, it's not like I've waited till the day to think about it, and I just really bothers me we're gonna change the looks of that room. But it's up to these guys. I'll go with their decisions, but
So, and I appreciate that, because we want to keep the aesthetics. I mean, we want to keep it looking nice. The thing is though, at some point, we have to keep doing and doing the things we need to do so we can still use the building and the room as we need it. You know, this room does not look like it did when this building was built. I mean, this very room, I mean, you got, I mean, molding on the walls for electrical, you've got things hanging up. So I mean, as time goes on, we do change things.
Well, you have to evolve to.
But we also, we're mindful of that, and that's why the panels are selected the way they are, to try to help it blend in more than just sticking something on the wall and it looks like, not very nice. So we appreciate the aesthetics of that. That's why for me, camera placement's important. We need the cameras, we wanna use the cameras, it helps improve the functionality of the courts, and it provides some efficiencies for people who can't come today because of whatever reason, but they can come to court remotely, in person, you know, versus remote, fine. So my thought process is if we can get those cameras so they're just not right in your face, and they're like in the back of the room or somewhere towards, we have to have some from the front, and so they kind of blend in more. Because why? We want to keep that look. We want to keep it looking nice. I mean, we want it to look like a courtroom.
There was some discussion on the back panels having scales on them. I hadn't heard that. Are they
Yeah.
like weight scales or?
Scales of justice, you've
Okay.
seen, I can get you, I actually have it on my
I can look them
phone
up.
if
I
you
can
wanna
look, I
see
can
it.
look them up. I was just curious because I hadn't heard that until
Well,
earlier.
it's a specific scales of justice design,
Okay.
which,
Some of the purpose behind the panels too is 100 years ago, we weren't taking recordings and having someone transcribe those recordings into typed out documents, word for word. Some of the challenges that you have with the echo, someone has to sit and every single word type out what is being heard. We don't have court reporters in our district anymore. We do bring them in when we can for jury trials, but because of where we're at with that scenario, someone does have to be able to hear every single detail of every hearing
Right.
clearly. So that makes a big difference.
We've had people in the meetings here that couldn't hear on the front row, so I completely understand what you guys are saying.
Les, what do you think? Because you're in there more,
I
you
think
know more about it than I do.
Well, I'm up front
You're up front,
at the council
so
table.
you can hear.
So I can hear.
Wow. Well, personally, I personally think if we had already okayed it at one time and the Historical Society okayed it, I
well,
think,
then don't screw around, make a motion.
okay, I'll make that motion that we go ahead and go with them.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the placement of acoustic panels by Z-Clip to the courtroom. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? And did you get your second question answered? I'm sorry.
I was just telling you what, I was updating you on what we're gonna do to finish out the audio video
Okay.
upgrades.
All right, yeah.
And I think once it's done, I mean, obviously we'll have, once you come up and see it and.
I know, Judge, I haven't visited with you about this, but when Joe was here, we talked about hopefully being able to do an open house for the public to see the upgrades and to let them know. One of my personal reasons for promoting this in the first place was that courtroom doesn't get used like it used to. We used to have town hall meetings, we used to have legislators come and do their meetings in front of a group of people, interested people, just various uses for it, and it doesn't get that use. And I would hope that maybe if we could have an open house after it's all said and done, that we might be able to, show the public that we do, I mean, obviously with your okay, but we would like to promote the use of this, even outside of court, for the public use, because the taxpayers paid for it, so,
But isn't it locked most of the time?
isn't it?
Locked?
It is during during working hours. I mean, obviously, if it's gonna be used for the public, it needs to be coordinated so it doesn't disrupt court functions, but, I mean, that's something that can be, worked out. I know we have some of, especially during the pandemic, we had some commissioners who started using the courtrooms for some commissioners' meetings because of the social
Bigger space,
distancing and
yeah.
that thing. I think Rawlins County now, try to work it out so they can use it on as they need as well. So that's something that can be, with some communication, could probably be worked out.
Okay. So you'll get all the grant stuff done, so we're good by December then, and we're good?
Yeah, we'll get you an invoice before the due date. All right, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
It's nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Kevin.
Good to see you.
Yeah, you too.
See Brett. Thanks.
I'm gonna get a copy.
Violet.
See you.
See you. Remember, we see you in court.
All right, thank you.
Take care. Yeah.
Steve, you're up, buddy.
A few items today. I'll start out with just
Thanks.
up to date on the expenditures. Whoops. Yeah.
How's the new trailer?
The
Water
tanker
trailer?
trailer?
Yeah, have you
We've
got
got
it?
to go get it.
Oh, I thought I saw it down there.
We were gonna bring the check down there when we go to
Okay.
pick it up. So it's possibly this week. Fully, there was a pretty significant order on filters. We had a couple of graders that are either have or are up and close on service.
Were they ever able to refund us on those other filters that?
We did get refunds.
Okay.
The dollar amount I couldn't
Okay. I
tell
didn't
you.
know. All right.
I think most of them were taken back.
Okay.
And then we are getting where we can get 20, I think it's here I can look. The discount on the filters, we should get that every time we purchase now, and I think it was 20%. What we're getting off for using the cat filters for our Caterpillar equipment. If there's no questions right now, I can.
No.
This is one of the items I mentioned earlier. We had a couple that come up. I do have just an update on the concrete crushings. I think we were discussing the funding and how we pay for that.
Yeah.
There's a chance that in order to cover that, we could use, if it is okayed through the treasurer, we could use a special machinery fund out of the landfill.
I checked with the auditors, you can't,
You cannot do that,
not for crushing concrete.
okay? Then that mixes that idea. So, I guess either we tell
Who's he-
McCormick we can't do
When
it.
is he scheduled to do this?
When they shut down their asphalt plant in Colby, I assume is what,
We know when that's gonna be.
well, the way the weather's going, not right away, but it could be weeks out.
Well, we gotta get that concrete crushed though, right? We got a whole
Right.
slew of
Because
it.
we're gonna,
And we're going to sell it. I know in the short term, that doesn't address paying the bill right up front, but that will get, so we're gonna basically be paying about
It'll zero
$15 a
out.
ton, and we're selling it for 25, so,
So we
It'll
will
more than
recoup our
cover.
money from it.
yeah.
right.
Probably take a year.
Yeah, I'd say a year to two, maybe, because it's a pretty good pile now, very bigger than what it was before, or in the last time it was done.
So what we're looking, we don't have the money right now to crush it?
Not in,
That's the problem.
not in the landfill budget, no. I mean, by the end of the year here, fiscal year, when we'll maybe have $5,000 or $6,000 or $7,000 to the, left in the budget. So that doesn't come anywhere near covering the 76 or whatever, 76,000 to do the concrete crushing. And I'm thinking that wouldn't all take place in this current year, because they'd probably start at the end of the year and then run into next. So I'm not sure how they'd bill that, if it all fall into next year's.
So you're thinking it'll take McCormick go over, is it McCormick?
By the time they mobilize and get in there, yeah, McCormick. I guess I should check with Casey with McCormick, he's the
Yeah,
contact.
because if it's next year, it'd be different.
Right, but I think they're probably looking to come up this year yet, start, and maybe they'll move through it quicker than I think.
So what budget could we use to get it out of? It'd basically be like a loan, right?
Well,
We'll
right,
put
that's
the
where I
money
was
in.
going with the special
Yeah, we'll
equipment fund. It's
We'll
just,
put the
Yeah,
money
he
in.
sent me a statute, 19-119, on how equipment reserves are,
19-119, you said?
yeah.
Okay.
The only option you have is general.
I just hate to do that, but.
but
Why
then
don't
what
you-
is made or brought back in for the selling it, does that
But
go
it's
back
gonna
into
take a
general?
while, I just.
Right. Won't be quick.
Do you have to do all of it, or can you do half of it?
I'd
We need to
like
do
to
it all
ask
at
them
once.
that, yeah.
We need to do it all
But
at
I
once.
think the
whether
setup fee's so expensive.
it's-
Right, mobilization is
Yeah,
gonna,
once they set up,
you end up
it
paying.
makes it less per ton.
Yeah.
We probably better hit that next time, find out when they're gonna come for sure, so we know, and then we can try to figure out something. I just. What do you guys think?
Well, the way I look at it, it's something that has to be done.
It does have to be
Now,
done.
now how soon it has to be done? I don't know.
So
Somebody-
when you get more expensive.
Yeah, I know.
Somebody did mention that, Lakeside Sand and Gravel, Jay Sporer, he does concrete crushing too, and he could reach out to him. I have not spoken with him yet.
Or do you want to
How
see?
much do you think you have out there?
I think Casey estimated, I thought 5,000 tons. It was 2,500 the